Welcome back to Katrina and Tim channel, your place for all things LDR. So today we are actually going to talk about what are the questions to ask with your first date or your first video chat. First question that I asked him, I remember, is if he is married. Why? Because obviously I don't want to be in the position that I already fell for him and I was already in love with him to just find out that I'm gonna be a mistress. It's a no. What do you feel about that?
I think that is actually a great question. I worked in online dating and I am very aware that a lot of people who use online dating are actually married. So if you are in fact looking for a real relationship, do not make the assumption that just because a person is on a dating site that they are not in a relationship or they are not married. That is a very critical question to ask up front.
Yeah, don't be shy to ask. Yep.
And when a girl asks that question, that shows that she's confident and she knows what she wants.
Number 2 question to ask is if the guy has kids. And don't get me wrong, it's not because I don't want kids or I don't want stepkids, but the reason why you have to ask that question is because you need to set the expectation. Because having kids is a very, very big responsibility. And if, let's say, you end up talking to someone and they have kids, you need to set your expectation that if they have kids, you need to obviously help take care of them, and you're probably going to be like a second mom to them. So setting an expectation is very, very crucial in your relationship so that both of you is ready if ever it's going to be the case.
And this is really important for the practical compatibility part of what Katrina talks about, because you may get into a situation where you're emotionally attached to another person, but you've really not set your expectations right in terms of, will I be able to fit into that person's life, and will that person be able to fit into my life? And having kids, if you don't have kids already, that's a major transition, and you need to make sure that that's something that you're prepared for. And if you're not, it's better to find out at the beginning and pull out than it is to get emotionally attached to somebody and then try and figure it out later.
Yeah. So yeah, just ask it, because it's either that you're gonna be ready for it, or if that's something that you don't want to consider, then it's okay to say, no, I'm sorry, I'm not considering someone has a kid, and that's okay. Better to ask, right?
That's right.
Question number 3 is if that person is actually looking for a relationship, or if that person, if you're video chatting with that person, if he is going to consider a long distance relationship.
I think that's a really important question to ask, because there's a lot of people who will use online dating as a way of just having companionship. They just want to make friends, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's very clear up front to understand what people's expectations are when they start engaging and having conversations. Because if you're on a mission to find the one, you don't want to waste your time with people who are just looking for friends. That's nice and everything, but you are trying to identify the person that you're looking for. You're looking for a relationship. If that person comes back to you and they say, I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm really not sure what I'm looking for, that might be a sign that you want to gently exit that conversation and move on to the next person.
Yeah, and you don't want to spend years and years of video chatting with this person only knowing that he's never gonna ever meet you in person. It's such a waste of time. So it's good to ask it up front, even before you fall to that person, even before you develop that emotional attachment, so that it's gonna be easier for you to move on and just not talk to him. Okay? Question number 4 is ask the person, what does he do for fun? It is very important to ask those questions, because by asking those questions, you might be able to extract more information about a person. Maybe he's into sports, maybe he's into drinking on the weekend, maybe he's into party, or maybe he's just a homebody. Then by asking those questions, you will be able to at least kind of know if you're going to be practically compatible in the future with the lifestyle that you both have.
Yes, and I think that is a very, very important question, because for me, I'm a really, really simple person. I don't like to go out and party at night. During the weekend, I like to spend a lot of time at home decompressing, working on things at home, doing different projects around the house. So if I'm talking to somebody and that person, they always have to be doing something, they always have to have plans, they always have to be going out, I'm probably gonna get burnt out. And so that's a relationship that I probably wanna avoid up front. And that's one thing that Katrina asked me, where we actually align pretty well. She likes spending time with her family and she likes spending time at home, and I am the exact same way.
Yeah, so for us, it doesn't have to be a problem. There's no compromise, because on the weekend, we love decompressing, we love spending time together at home, and we were actually very compatible with that. So yeah, it's good to ask this question up front. And the fifth question to ask is, what are you looking for in life?
Now, I think this is a really important question because it's open-ended and that person is going to be forced to answer a number of different ways. And you can find out what that person prioritizes in life just by how they answer that question. If the first thing that they talk about is their career, you'll know that that person is very career focused. If that person talks about starting a family, you'll know that that person really prioritizes family. If that person doesn't talk about family at all in their conversation, family is probably not top of mind for them. And so if you're looking to start a family, those are the types of questions, those are the type of answers that you'd be looking for. You'd want that person to talk about, I want to be married, I want to have kids, I'm ready to settle down. If that person just talks about their career, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to be with somebody where a lot of their time and energy is going to be invested in just their work and not as much in the relationship? And for some people that's okay, but you just need to make sure for yourself that that's something that's okay with you.
Or maybe if they all talk about the barkada, how important the barkada is and stuff like that, then it might be telling that, oh, this person will spend a lot of time with the barkada than with me or with my future family. So you might as well know now before you even get invested emotionally, so that you can save yourself into trouble.
And it's all about setting the expectations up front, and for you to have the expectations set up front of what that person is going to be to you going forward.
Yeah, like it's funny because I guess we spend so much time when we buy things, we review it, we do research, but I think that's one thing that we should do in dating too. Dating is fun. Like I was telling Tim like last time that I had fun finding him, because I've been to ups and downs and I've met a lot of person, but it's actually a really, really fun journey. Like if you spend so much time with doing research with your makeup, with your gadgets, have a research with the person you will possibly end up with. You have to ask questions and know the person really deep.
Yes, because you don't know how many people, especially if you're in a long distance relationship, this is so critical because you spend so little time when you're actually physically together. You spend a lot of time chatting, doing as much as possible to understand what their life is like, what they're like at home, will help better set your expectations about how you will adapt to fitting into their life and you fitting into their life. Because there is no way to simulate that. So asking as many questions as possible will get you as close to possible as to the real thing by asking those questions.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, especially if you think they really, really need it. And hit that notification bell if you want to be notified the next time that we upload content.
Yeah, and if you have suggestions about questions that we might add in this video, just comment it down below. And again, thank you for watching this video, and always remember, your destiny is your decision, and it's a matter of knowing what you want and getting it. Till the next video, bye!
See ya. Thank you.